gymnastics glory is bathed in the ruins of the Soviet Union. A survivor, Vitaly Scherbo of Belarus, has dominated. 6 Olympic gold medals, a world championship, but not much joy. Scarred by battles fought with little or no money, Scherbo has done it alone. Until recently, carved in his own image is youngster Ivan Ivankov, successor to Scherbo's throne as world champion. Now, together, they hope to inspire a team triumph for Belarus at Dortmund. Ukraine will be difficult to deny. Of the Soviet survivors, this country boasts a stable of stars. Pommel horse specialist Vitaly Marinich and 3 Olympic gold medalists, Rustam Sharapov, the powerful Igor Korobchinsky, and the 1991 world champion, Grigory Masutin. In Dortmund, Germany will march to a familiar drummer. The home team counts on imports like the world-class Valery Belenki of Azerbaijan. Marius Toba will spearhead the German effort, an effort which will be anchored by longtime star Andreas Becker, a homegrown talent. The Chinese, who captured silver in Barcelona, are back with exuberance to hunt for gold. Japan is always a threat in a gymnastics showdown, and Russia has emerged with a youthful exuberance in the post-Soviet era. The 1994 World Team Gymnastics Championships, the scene of it all is the Westfalenhallen in downtown Dortmund. The second time this venue has hosted a World Championship. Outside, conditions are gloomy. Inside, it's a boisterous scene, the locals flocking into the arena. It's become a mecca for world-class competition. Traditional fare is everywhere, and so are the programs. 24 nations here to compete in all, and the 10,000-seat hall will be at capacity for this special championship. For the first time in so long, a country other than the Soviet Union will win. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our coverage of the World Championships from Dortmund, Germany. I'm Scott Russell, and for the first time, I'd like to welcome to our CBC gymnastics team, Carol Orcher. And speaking of team, Carol, this is a very special event. For the first time, a World Team Championships in the post-Soviet era. Anything could happen. What do you look for?
Usually we look for the big stars, the individual superstars. But to win a gold medal at this World Championship, it's going to take a total team effort. Depth and consistency are going to play an important key to success. We
talked about the breakup of the Soviet Union. They were such a powerhouse. Still some great nations here in men's competition. Who are the favorites?
You've got to look at Ukraine. They've got 3 Olympians and a really classical style. Don't forget about Belarus. If you want big names, they've got 2 world champions on their team. Don't forget about the home team advantage either. Germany is looking strong with their favorite Becker, but they've got 2 imports, one from Romania and Belenki from the former Soviet Union, and that's their pride and joy right now.
It's not a critical world championship for the Canadian team, but it's an important one. It might give us an indication of how they're faring in their efforts to get ready for the Atlanta Olympics.
We've got a great team here. We are missing veterans like Alan Nollet, but this is a young team. They're excited to be here, and they've got some really special stuff to show.
All right, Carol, should be a great competition. The Canadians are building on some summer success. Let's have a look at how they fared here at the World Championships in Dortmund. Victoria, BC, an August showcase as the Commonwealth gathered for the 15th edition of the Games. One of the early highlights, a gold medal performance by the male gymnast. At Dortmund, the Canadians hope to continue the surprises with the addition of 20-year-old Hamilton native Jason Papp.
It's the young guys that are coming right now, and this is my big shot, so I just had to give them everything I got and make sure I'm really, if they notice me, so this is where to do it.
In the compulsories, it was a tough go for the team, which also included 19-year-old Jason Hardabura.
Well, we are a young team, and coming 15th place, we just know that we can improve. Our compulsories are kind of weak right now, so we have 10 months to come from down 15th up to 12th, so I think we can do it.
In the top 12 is where Canada needs to be to make it to the Atlanta Olympics. Darren Burzik, who scored well in the rings, now has 2 World Championship appearances to build on. The Windsor native is becoming a fixture on this team. Abbotsford, BC's Richard Aikita struggled here in Germany, but the promise of better things to come is there. Aikita showed signs on the strength events like the pommel horse. Travis Romagnoli of Aurora is still only 18 years old, but he's brimming with confidence and potential. He flashed both those qualities on the parallel bars. The veteran of the team is Truro, Nova Scotia's Chris Burley. World class when it comes to the floor exercise, but in Dortmund, the big numbers eluded the triple silver medalist at Victoria.
I think we've learned that we can do it. We're very close, and I think most of us feel that we should have even been higher in the placings than we were. And we've made a few mistakes, probably from being a little inexperienced,
but I think we're going to correct those and be 12th at Sabai.
Coach Dave Arnold remained positive in light of a result which placed Canada 15th. It means this country has plenty of work to do in the space of a year and a half.
We prepared this team more or less just for testing for the next Worlds. I mean, this is not really doesn't mean that much, but the older guys stayed at home, and the young team did really well in compulsories, and I think we've learned a lot. I think we've made a lot of mistakes today that hopefully we won't do again.
7 young members of the Canadian team looking forward to the return of veterans Alan Nole and Rob Doyle. 6 teams into the final here. Russia qualified first through the optionals. The home team from Germany was a close second. China, Ukraine, Belarus, and Japan are also in the hunt. 6 events. The best 5 of 6 scores on each will count towards the team total. And the first gymnast we'll see, Alexei Voropayev, 21 years old, of the Russian team. Carol, the only member of that Russian team that was on the 1992 gold medal winner for the unified team at the Barcelona Games. You'll see him first on the floor exercise.
Scott, this is a real advantage for Russia to be starting on floor, and what a great start it is. Full twisting double back in the laid out position, and he makes it look so easy. Most men will do a front tumbling line in the second pass, and he does, and that one is worth big bonus points.
After the 1992 Olympics, Voropayev had some shoulder problems, caused him to miss a lot of competition, but came back strong at the 94 World Championships in April in Brisbane, where he was second all around. Great accomplishment for him on the comeback trail.
He is such an important member of this team, and he is really responsible for their first place finish after preliminaries. In this corner, he's going to take a little rest, showing the important required scale. But this is where he's going to get psyched up for that important last line.
All right, here it is, the final tumbling pass for Alexei Voropayev.
Full twisting, double back in the tuck position. Good, solid landing.
Second all around at the World Championships. Here's one more look at Voropayev's first tumbling run.
Incredible power is generated here. He sets it up way up in the air. Full twisting double layout. Gorgeous.
9.525 for Voropayev of Russia on the floor exercise, and so the Russians are picking up where they left off. Now, here is a former world champion, Grigory Masutin, 24 years old, of Ukraine. He won in 1991 in Indianapolis. We'll see him on the vault.
This is going to be a really tough event for Masutin to start on. He had a fall during preliminaries, and he's going to have that on his mind now. No, it's a big vault. Front handspring, double front, and he likes that one. The neat thing about the male competitors is they're going for it today. He could have held back, done an easier vault, but there's that gorgeous double front, incredible landing.
I was impressed with the tremendous hang time or air time for Masutin on that vault. Checking his footgear now. There's the mark. Check that. 9.737 for Masutin of Ukraine. Next up, Masayuki Matsunanga of Japan. Matsunanga, a member of the bronze medal team from the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, and the Japanese are always strong on the high bar.
Good, solid competitors here from Japan. Now, unfortunately, he had a little trouble during preliminaries. Oh, he's struggling a little bit there with a fall, but he's covering nicely after his disappointing preliminary event. Showing 2 nice release moves there. You can see he's a little off direction during his intricate pirouette work, but he's fighting through. Japan needs a good score from him.
Japanese, always known as neat and clean gymnasts. Matsunanga, a slight variation from that, but sticks the dismount. Not the kind of routine we might have expected, though.
No, Japan is usually beautifully clean and classical, great lines, great extension, showing good amplitude on that Kachev, right into a ginger. But you can see leg separation, slightly bent knees. The judges are going to notice that and deduct him for it.
There's the result for Matsunanga, 9.35 on the high bar. So the story developing after one rotation. The final 6 stack up like this. Russia has a slight lead over Ukraine. Japan is next. The home team from Germany has ground to make up here in Dortmund. Up next, they send their ace, Andreas Becker, to the ring. Welcome back to Dortmund and the World Championships. One rotation done for the men, but as our coach Carol Orchard explains, there's a long road still to travel.
Scott, Now, when you're watching men's floor, keep your eye on the first tumbling line because that's where the men are going to do their most advanced element. It's incredible how much airtime the men can develop out of a simple three-step run. They're going to use that airtime to twist and flip as many times as they can before they attempt to nail that perfectly stuck landing. At the recent Soapberry World Gymnastic Challenge, Canadian Alan Nollet did an absolutely huge double layup. There's no way to get around it. Strength and nothing but strength is what's required to be a champion on the rings. The men have to show unbelievable control, holding virtually impossible positions for a minimum of 2 seconds. Canadian Richard Aikida shows us a beautiful L-cross pull. Men's high bar is considered to be the highlight event of the men's competition. It's pure high-flying excitement, and big release moves are the name of the game. One of the most difficult release moves to perform well is the deft. It was originated by French gymnast Jacques Deft, and Canadian Alan Nollet does it like no one else. Men's parallel bars used to be a very static event, but the new parallel bar routines have begun to rival men's high bar for pure excitement. It appears to be an unorthodox event to throw a double salto, but it certainly seems to be becoming the trend. Men's vaulting is 3.5 seconds of pure power. Their timing has to be perfect because, unlike the women competitors, the men only get one shot at it. They're trying to bump up off the horse as high as they can to perform the big trick in the post flight. A good, stuck landing becomes the most important factor as the last impression in the judge's mind.
All right, Carol, still making early impressions at Dortmund. The second of 6 rotations about to begin. A lot of pressure on the Germans to do well here, and local favorite Andreas Wecker is bearing much of that burden for the home team.
Ich denke mal, einerseits ist ein sehr großer Druck auf uns, weil die Medien sehr viel Rummel machen, uns also sehr hoch handeln. Aber andererseits macht es auch in Deutschland sehr großen Spaß zu tun mit der Mannschaft, vor heimischem Publikum.
Well, if anybody is able to bear that burden for Germany, it is Andreas Wecker. A lot of people call him the ringmaster.
This is his event. Now, the judges know they're in for something special here. He's coming in with the highest score from preliminaries. Beautiful Maltese. He has to hold that for 2 seconds, and he's doing it well.
Silver medal on the rings at the 1994 European Championships held recently.
Holding tight positions. Now he's going to swing right into an inverted cross. That makes it even more difficult to hold, so he's really showing off on one of his best events.
Wecker setting up for the dismount now.
Oh, gorgeous. Full twisting double back, handling the pressure well.
Andreas Wecker, silver medal at the 1988 Olympics in the team event. Here's another look.
Just showed us a gorgeous Maltese. Look at the strength there.
Germany playing catch-up now, and they'll use that, a 9.725 by their ace on the rings, Andreas Wecker, and he's ecstatic with that result. Now, Li Xiaoshuang of China, a member of that silver medal team at Barcelona, will move over to the vault and see his effort.
Li's a very good vaulter, and he does a different type of vault. Handspring 1.5 twist. Beautiful front handspring front with a 1.5 twist.
Chinese had done so well in the compulsories, they have ground to make up now.
Excellent execution. Even in slow motion, his legs are glued together. Look at him fight for that landing.
And waiting for the result, 9.662. Not a lot of emotion shown by the Chinese as they continue to chase the leaders here at Dortmund. Here is Vitaly Scherbo. He's listed as being from Woodward, Pennsylvania, recently moved to the United States, competing for Belarus. 6 gold medals at the Olympic Games. Former world champion, the bad boy of gymnastics on the high bar.
And this is one of his best events. Vitaly works the high bar like he owns it. Excellent form, intricate one-arm work, heading right into Tkachev action. He does it so well, he does it again.
Looking to be completely recovered from that shoulder surgery.
This is a requirement showing intricate in-locate work in eagle grip, setting up for the dismount. Oh, look at that confidence. 6-time Olympic gold medalist, you can see it.
Trademark of Vitaly Scherbo is that he nails the dismount, one arm on the bar.
Look at the height. Beautiful amplitude, initiated out of that one arm for the Tkachev action. Right into a ginger. Perfect form, legs together. He's in total control.
Belarus, the European champions, 9-6-2-5 for Vitaly Sherbo. And so Sherbo is looking good in spite of that recovering shoulder. Russia continues to lead after 2 rotations. The Olympic silver medalists from China and the home team from Germany have now joined the medal hunt. When we return to Dortmund, the youth of a reborn Russia. Stay with us.